So a little bit of wiring this evening. So I'm just running the new cables from the ammeter, which will break and join up with the cables down here that will be going into the control box when I put that back on here. Hopefully it's nicely referenced up. He says, looking at it again, thinking where were the numbers, but they must be on the plate the other side. I'll have to check that out in a minute. So yeah, just going to start putting this wiring loom back together again. And things left to do will be to refit the water pump properly, get the fan on, get the radiator on, refit the battery, and I think that'll be it. Then it'll be fire up. So oh, and the fuel tank, obviously the fuel tank. The bonnet's gone away for some body work to have that beaten out a little bit. It's a bit out of shape, but generally all coming together nicely. This is taking a little bit of sussing out while I just try and work out. You see where I put the ammeter in there, which is where I'm building into the circuit in between A from the control box through to the starter switch and then through to the battery. So I'm just trying to suss out my colours here, make sure I coincide them with there, get the thing stripped off and fitted. So I think I'll, yeah, I think I'm there with it, just about. I'm back out this morning to do a bit more. I'm finding just getting this wiring back into this old control box a little bit more difficult than I thought. They need cleaning up in there because I think the contact's not really that good, but I just need to get that one sorted out. The water pump's got to go back on, and the belt, because I've got this issue with the dynamo not closing that gap up any further. I'm struggling with that a bit, and then it's just a question of putting on the radiator, fuel tank and battery, and we should be ready to roll. So there's a small event coming up in a couple of weeks' time, local carnival, so my objective is to try and get it done by then. The body shop just called me to say that the bonnet's been he's done some work on that. He hasn't made it perfect, but he said he's knocked it back into a bit of shape, so I'm looking forward to getting that back as well. So we're getting there slowly, but as always, little challenges along the way. Put myself under a bit of pressure now to get things finished. There's a carnival on next weekend, and I've agreed to take the tractor in it with 4 other old tractor drivers. So time to crack on and get this thing going. Getting the wires back into this control box has been a little bit more difficult than I was anticipating, but I think I'm there now. We're all coming together, so keep on going, see what I can get done. Okay, getting a bit dark out here now, so I'm now resorted to do a bit of working by torch. But as you see now, the water pump, coupling and fan are on, the belt's back on, dynamo's rigged up again. Just got the radiator fixings on the bottom there, ready to fit back on there, so I'll put that on tonight as well, and then I might call it a day. But we're getting there. Okay, radiator now fitted into position. With pipes and stays all in position, split pins done. Everything's tightened. The only thing I've been beaten by is a Jubilee clip, and it's this one. I can't, it's so small, it's such a tight fit. When I put that on there, I can't get it over this lip, even when I tried lubricating it on and everything. So I think I'm gonna leave this till tomorrow and go and buy a bigger clip in the morning. Then jobs left. Well, I think it's going to be refit the air filter over there, which has all been cleaned and prepared as you've seen in earlier ones. Fit the fuel tank, fill her up with water, connect the fuel lines, put the battery on, turn the key and hope for the best. Okay, we'll leave that. That'll probably be the next couple of nights, so I'll do some more videos as I move on with it. So the air filter proved a difficult thing to get off originally, but once you find out how to get it, it's quite easy really, because there's one bolt there behind the main pipe to the carburettor, and then tucked away in the back there you'll see there's another bolt straight through there. So it's quite accessible really. It's just that I couldn't see mine earlier on because of all the dirt on it, so we now got the rest of that to put back together. fit this carburetor up with the air filter and the breather pipe that's on here back on. But we're slowly getting there, and I'll update soon. Okay, battery's on and connected, along with the air filter now. So I was just checking out the ignition. I'm not getting the ignition light on, but I've literally, the switch is on, but I'm not getting ignition light. But I've got a feeling that that might have got broken when I was taking the connections off it. It seemed to twist a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bank on the fact that I've got power to it. So I from the back. So I think maybe I just need a new ignition light. So I'm just going to carry on, fit the tank, fill the radiator up, connect the fuel line, and see if I can get something running. Onto the fuel tank. Now we've got these twin outlets on this particular tank because it's designed for the standard and the Continental engine. I have no need for this outlet, so there's a grub screw supply with it, which I put some PTFE tape round just to help with the sealing of the joint. So I'm just going to plug that up now. Okay, that's now plugged in and tight. This one's in and tightened up as well, although no PTFE at the moment. But last time I didn't have any problems with that, so I'm going to leave it untaped and see if I can see if it works without. Right, we've got the radiator on and full of fluid. I had a little problem here. I hadn't noticed there was that bolt missing out of the housing there, which meant all the coolant came out. But now that's been taken off the old housing fitted, we're all done there. No visible leaks. Fuel tank looking good. No visible leaks from there or from the plugged one over there. Battery's now refitted. Air filter's on. Going to hand over to Greg while we try a
go on then.
Try a little start.
So what's that?
You put your finger over the camera lens.
Right, doesn't help, does it?
He's not very technical, Greg.
Here we go.
So, right, see how we get on.
Astronauts on board.
So we've checked the fuel's done, ignition on, although no light. I'm going to try a little bit of throttle, I'm not worried about no choke, and see what happens. I have got the ignition on, although I can't see a light. I can still smell fuel, so we've got fuel going through.
It's moving.
Okay, we'll pause for now.
Oh,
and I'll come back to it in a minute.
Hang on,
somewhere.
Go on.
We've managed to get a bit of a fire up on it.
Oh.
Promising. Try a little bit. I shouldn't need choke this time of year.
Maybe you flooded it and over-choked you with it.
Might have done.
Yeah, there we go. No choke.
I've got full choke on their throttle actually, it might be it.
Oh, is it that
Lee and Ryan, I thought you might want to see this, so I've just done a bit of work on it. I've got it all back together, and if I just do this and a bit of this, we had a look at the dipstick and the oils, and Ryan had a look at the dipstick rather, and basically it's looking a bit thin, a bit creamy. So I think before we go out tomorrow, I think we need to get the oil drained out of it. So sump plugs down under here. Get underneath here and whip that off and see what comes out. Here she comes. Yes, it's looking a little bit on the milky side. Plenty of it coming out. Anyway, we'll have a look at that later. So sump plugs back on, just topping up with oil. Fortunately my friend Ryan popped round with enough to get us up to level, so we're just going to put this in without a filter for the weekend, and then what I'll do next week is I'll order a new filter and I'll do another oil change, so it'll have a nice flush out on there. But this stuff down here is looking particularly gloopy and more like salad cream oil. Now that's the oil done, and looking at this, we've got a huge change in the pressure now. We've got really good oil pressure come up, and it's all in it, so that's good news to see. Nearly done now. Got a bit more work to get the bonnet on, which is over here. Had the dents knocked out of that, so that's looking a bit better. We've taken the bucket off for the carnival to keep it out of harm's way, but we'll get the bonnet back on, she's back up and running. But I've just changed it back from a positive earth to a negative earth, just to see if that makes any difference to the running. Okay, let's get this little thing filled up to the oil level, which is here when I get it levelled both in and out, so I'll say that will work about right. Job done, get that fitted. I think that and the bonnet on and we're done. Okay, losing light now, but light's starting to go, but I think I'm there. I think I've completed the project. What I'm going to do, I'm taking for a little run around the orchard here, see how we get on with it. Right, ignition on, firing her up.